standing there, talking to poor old Minnie like he did.
I shall go there no more, you know.
I should hope not after what I said.
No, but it won't be an inconvenience neither.
She's still there.
Oh, the cat's mother?
No, Miss Nugent, talking to Annie Walker. Hey, it's just struck me. She don't drink.
Well, what are they talking about then?
I can't hear.
Well, you better go and get 2 milk stouts and try a bit harder.
Oh, that's all right, Mrs. Walker. I'm not in no rush.
2 milk stouts, is it?
Yes, please. I see you've got Miss Nugent in.
Yes, indeed.
It's not often she pays us a visit, is it?
It certainly isn't.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Just right. No change, Mrs. Longhurst.
Oh, no. I couldn't hear out.
So I gathered. Right, we shall have to try a fresh approach, won't we?
What's that, Ina?
Asking. Hey, is there something wrong?
Oh, well, yes, I'm afraid there is, Mrs. Sharples.
I didn't think you'd just come in here drinking.
It's Mr. Swindley. He hasn't been seen since about 1 o'clock. I'm really quite worried about him. I'm sorry to keep popping in and out, Mrs. Walker, but
right,
it's
dear.
so upsetting. I don't know where to begin looking for him.
Now, the best thing you can do is to get off home and stop worrying. He's got 2 legs, hasn't he?
Oh, well, yes.
Now, look, if anything had have happened, you'd have got to know.
That's precisely my own
Oh,
words,
do you really
Mrs.
think
Sharples.
so?
Of course,
No,
He's got his wallet on him, hasn't
You see,
he?
he's been a bit sort of peculiar lately, what with one thing and another.
Oh, he has that. I can vouch for that.
We can all vouch for that.
Oh, but Mrs. Sharples, he's been under a dreadful strain.
How you can stick up for him after the way he's treated you, I don't know. He's going to get no thanks for it.
Oh, but it was all my fault. It was me that sold the curtains to Mr. Fraser. Mr. Swindley knew nothing about it. I wanted to say something when you accused him, but there was no time. And then on top of it all, Mr. Papagopoulos told Mr. Swindley that he must apologise to Mr. Fraser.
No wonder he's gone peculiar.
No. And then, to cap everything, Mr. Fraser wouldn't accept the apology.
Wouldn't accept it. He made Swindley look like a right nig-nog in
Yes,
here.
and you can imagine how Mr. Swindley felt. He was in a dreadful state. And then Mr. Papagopoulos...
What's the matter, dear?
Oh, dear, I feel rather faint.
Can I get you a drink, though?
Oh, no, I mustn't really. It's just that everything got a little on top of me.
Oh, Cindy's been acting a bit peculiar. She's got worried.
You don't want to worry about things like that, love. We all get peculiar at times, even me.
Yeah, I wish I had a tenner for every time I've been round the bend. It's worry that does it, love.
After a good night's sleep, he'll be different, won't he?
Perhaps you're right.
Don't worry.
Anyway, I must go.
You look after yourself, kid.
Well, you've been very kind.
All right, Lowe, be straightened out tomorrow. Don't you worry.
Yes, well, good night.
Good night,
Everybody.
It won't be, you know. Straightened out, I mean.
He couldn't very well tell her that, could he?
Now, look, there's something wrong there, Harry. You mark my words. That's not like Swindley, that isn't.
I know, but what can you say?
You can neither say out nor do out. We shall just have to wait and see, won't we?
Come in. I am in. Hey, what time did you say it was? 10:30. Oh, fine.
What are we whispering for?
Hey, who's whispering?
Oh, it's all right then, isn't it? Where's the missus?
Well, she's probably upstairs with Christopher, you know, or, well, maybe she's gone to bed.
Gone to bed? I thought I was supposed to be invited back for supper.
Yeah.
And who's cooking it? You?
Yeah.
Good night.
Hey, hang on. Look, it's, I forgot to tell her.
You forgot to tell her.
Yeah, well, it'll be all right.
Yeah, just like it was last time. Cold fish and chips and even colder silence. You don't half-ask it for you, do you, mate?
Hello, then. Hello,
Go in,
love.
darling. I'm just on my way, then.
You what?
Yeah, just going, I was then. On my way.
Do you mean to tell me that after all the trouble I've gone to get a meal ready for the pair of you, that you're just going?
I'm going to stay, I am. I'm going right now. To stay.
Well, as long as you're sure.
Yeah, well, I did ask you, didn't I, Lowe?
Well, of course you did. You know, at times he's got a head like a sieve.
You're telling me.
Lucille not back yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, she's late, isn't she?
Well, this is our chance to tell her that mustn't happen again.
Yeah.
Only not in such a way as to spoil her evening. Right?
Well, of course not. I mean, what'd you take me for?
On occasions, a heavy-handed father.
Hey, did you hear what she called me?
Yeah, she's right and all. You forgot
What?
to tell her.
Oh,
then,
come
kid.
on,
What
you
doing?
fancy yourself,
Hey,
do you?
Oh, come on.
Hey,
I've never
come on.
been here.
Yeah, all right, love.
Hey, get this one.
Oh,
You missed it. You're going to watch his eyes.
Hey, what's going on in here?
It's him. He attacked me. He's a dead bully, is your dad.
Hey, do you remember the time you two had a go at each other in your Uncle Len's yard?
That'll be enough from you, young lady. You're late.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, it won't happen again, honest.
Yeah, well, you make sure it doesn't. Come on, lad. They'll be cold again. Sit down.
Anyway, we walked home, said bus first.
You would have say Eddie Thomas made you walk all the way home just to save a bit of money.
Yeah, well, it was my idea. See, I felt that sorry for me. He's dead skint half week because you don't pay him enough. He told me.
Oh, he told you that, did he?
Yeah, we had a smashing time at coffee bar. Only thing was we had to go easy on the coffee.
You're just an old Scrooge, that's what you are.
Cheeky bag,
Hey, I nearly forgot to tell you. Old Swindley nearly got knocked down.
You what?
Yeah, we was coming back from coffee bar and, I saw him and said hello. He looked right through me. It was dead peculiar. He just carried on walking straight into traffic. I went to have some language flying around. Worse than you when you got you mad up.
What time was that, then?
About half an hour ago.
Lucille, love, you there?
Yeah, I'm coming.
He'll have got home by now.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Swindley. I thought I had a break in the engine on my hands for a minute.
I'm afraid the establishment is closed, Sergeant.
Oh, you left your door open, so I was just checking. Been some funny goings-on lately.
I'll speak to Miss Lostock about it.
Oh, you mean Miss Nugent, don't you, sir? Didn't Miss Lostock leave?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, Miss Nugent. A strange thing for her to do, to join the armed forces. Her father wasn't at all the kind of man you might have expected, you know.
I hope you don't mind me asking this, sir, but, are you feeling all right?
Oh, yes, thank you, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm just having a little clear out.
Oh, right, well, I'll leave you to it then, Mr. Swindley. Good night, sir.
Good night, officer. He breaketh me with a tempest, and multiplieth my wounds without cause. He will not suffer me to draw breath, but filleth me with bitterness. And if I speak of strength, lo, he is strong. And if of judgment, who will set me a time to plead? And if I justify myself, my own mouth shall condemn me. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Swindley. Mr. Swindley?
Oh, flippin' neck.
Florrie. How are they getting on in there?
Well, not as quick as I'd like, but we should be open next week.
Oh, well, I'm just off to get my pension.
You'll be able to get it here next week.
Ah, well, see that you keep 'em at it. Oh, there's one of them here now. Have a do at him.
Jerry Bill!
What?
You've forgotten something.
Oh, aye.
Isn't that lovely?
All right.
Yeah, go now.
Right.
Drop. Hey, where are you off to?
Well, I'm off to work, actually.
Well, aren't you working here?
Well, no, not today. I'm just doing 1 or 2 bits at yard for club, like. I think Mr. Fairclough should be along today, though. That's him now, isn't it? Come in.
Oh, well, as long as somebody's coming.
Morning, Florrie.
Hey, hang on a minute.
What can I do for you?
Finish this.
Oh, well, don't you start worrying yourself, love.
But
Don't worry at
I
all.
am worried. Aren't you working here today? I know Jerry isn't.
No, the thing is, you see, I've run short of materials, love. I've got to go down to the wholesalers in town now because of the... I mean, you can't do the job without the stuff now, can you?
Well, what about that new lad, Eddie? What's his name?
Yes, well, he's on a big emergency plumbing job today, love. It's Lily Radcliffe's tank. It's overflowing.
Aye, and my tank will be overflowing if you don't finish. Folks can't see in.
Well, don't you start mithering yourself, love. It'll
Look,
be done...
I'm not mithering myself. I'm mithering you. When are you going to finish it?
All in good time, darling, when I get round to it, all right?
Have you finished it yet, then?
Dad!
You know, before you finish with him, you'll be wishing you'd bought other property.
Beginning to wish it now, Mrs. Longhurst.
Well, there'll be one coming up shortly in Rosamond Street. I shouldn't be a bit surprised. Hey, just past old Swindley's. They've got the law in.
Really, everything seems just as it was. Mr. Swindley's election posters have gone, but he probably wanted them for something.
Aye, funny him leaving the door open like that. You sure everything's all right, are you?
Oh, yes. It's really most unusual for him to forget the door. He's not been very well lately.
You'll be seeing him, of course.
Oh, yes, sir. He'll be along later.
Right, well, perhaps you wouldn't mind asking him to check that the door's closed in future. Might be someone else who finds it open next time.
Oh, yes, of course. Really is most unusual.
Thought you looked a bit off yourself, as a matter of fact. Working himself too hard, eh?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. He's terribly conscientious.
Right, well, thanks for all your help, Miss
Oh,
Newton.
thank you, Constable.
Morning, then.
Good morning. Hello, Mr. Hewitt. Can I help you?
No, I just happened to be passing and I saw the law coming out. I wondered if that was out wrong, you know. Mr. Swindley didn't get hurt last night, did he?
Hurt?
Yeah, well, when you were looking for him, did you find him?
Oh, no, I didn't, Mr. Hewitt, and I'm at my wit's end because he hadn't come in this morning.
Well, Aunt Lucille saw him on the way home. She said he tried to walk under a van.
Oh, no.
What was the copper doing here?
Oh, well, apparently Mr. Swindley came round to the shop about 11:30 last night and left the door open. I didn't say anything to the constable because Mr. Swindley hates being involved, but he seems to have taken all his personal belongings. I can't think what to do, Mr. Hewitt. I really can't.
Bit of a wrongdoing, yeah.
I could go round to his house again, of course. I was thinking, if I ring Myra, she might ask, if I ring Mrs. Barlow, rather, she might ask Myra to come and look after the shop for me.
Yeah, if I were you, love, I'd do just that. It strikes me the sooner somebody gets round to see him, the better. I'd go myself, only I've got to get off to the job. If there is anything I can do, let me know, will
Oh,
you?
thank you very much.
How much do you want to pay, then?
Well, as little as possible.
That's a great time.
Well, of course, with me being out of work, I can't afford to do things in my usual style. You understand, don't you? But you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I think I can get you what it costs.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't let me down. Right, I'll see you later on. Hey!
Look
You want to watch where you're going, you do somebody an injury one of these days. I'll have to see you on that too.
Oh, Myra, Miss Newton's just been on the phone. She wants to know if you can go around and look after the shop for a bit. She said it was urgent.
Oh, yeah, something happened.
I don't know, love. That's all she said.
All right. Oh, yeah, see ya. Yeah, see ya.
Mrs. Bowles?
Oh, it's all go today. Yeah, what can we do?
Aye, chimneys.
Chimney?
Aye, you wanted them swept. 9 o'clock we arranged.
Oh, so I did. Look, could you come back a bit later? I've just had an emergency call.
Well, I could. In about 3 months' time.
Oh, wait, they're smoking something awful.
Aye, well, I come well out of my way.
Well, we'll just have to have them come.
Oh, it's up to you, missus.
Well, you won't take very long, will you? Come in, it's in the back here.
Hang on here a minute, lad, will you? Up or down, or both?
Down here in the back.
Oh.
Are you sure you could come back a bit later on?
Why don't you read your paper or something?
Well, I'm not bothering you, am I?
Oh, it's just I don't like the idea of them beady little eyes boring into the side of my neck, that's all.
You haven't told me what you're doing off work on your own. Hey, they haven't fired you as well, have they?
That'll be the day. I've got 3 days spring holiday to take before March. Now, are you satisfied?
Yeah. I thought perhaps, are you planning out for your birthday? It is this week, you know.
I do know, and I was planning to forget it till you opened your big mouth.
Oh, you can't forget your birthday.
I am beginning to realise that.
Of course, with me being out of work, I won't be able to afford much, but I won't forget you.
Well, as long as you don't forget me like you didn't last year, I'm still paying the instalments on that watch.
Oh, yes, I was a bit overgenerous in them days, wasn't I?
Look, Dennis, I don't want to hear any more about birthdays, and that's that. Thank you
Luke,
very much.
I've said I won't forget you, and I won't.
What's going on in that funny-shaped head of yours?
No.
I didn't say what's inside it. I said what's going on in it.
Ah, you always talk like that when you moved. I know you. You can't fool me.
Dennis, I am not fooling. I want to know.
Ask me later on, will you? You don't want me to be late for my dole money now, do you? I'm a 20.
Dennis! Dennis! Don't you dare get involved in any more high finance. That's a bit trouble. I'm warning you. I'm warning you.
21 today, 21 today. I've never got to the key of the door and never been 21 before.
Is Myra there? Oh, I get into the message.
Oh, I must say, it's most unlike her. She was always most reliable.
Well, I think as I told her.
Well, it really is urgent.
Well, I tell you what, you give me a reel of white cotton quick and I'll pop round and knock on her door again. I told her it was urgent, but she might not have realised how much.
You said white?
Yes. Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice morning, isn't it?
Yes, it's not bad. Thanks. I'll go round right away.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Farnham.
I've not come to buy out. I heard you had the law around. What's he up to?
Who, Mrs. Sharples?
You know, Leonard Swindley. What do they want him for?
Oh, it was about the shop door not being locked last night.
There's something going on, isn't there? What's he done? Absconded?
Oh, I don't know what's going on, Mrs. Sharples, I'm sure. I'm just about at my wit's end with one thing and another. First, Mr. Swindley just vanishes, and then he appears here late last night, leaves the door open and the light on. And apparently was nearly knocked down by a van earlier on. And all his personal items have disappeared, but what it all means, I really couldn't say.
Look, Lowe, I've known Leonard Swindley a good deal longer than you have. We're not exactly the best of friends, but I've known worse. Now, if he's in real trouble, it's high time somebody did something about it. What are you planning?
I was going round to his house, but I daren't leave the shop, and I can't seem to get anyone to take over.
All right, get your coat on.
Oh, but really, Mrs.
Look, I don't
Sharples?
boil my cabbages twice. Take it or leave it, I've offered.
Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Sharples.
Mind you, I wouldn't tell him you've left me in charge if I was you. He'd probably have a stroke. Unless he's past caring, of course.
I'm sure Myra will be along very shortly. Now, you know where the till is, of course, and I think you'll find most of the shelves are
Now,
labelled, including the stock
Yes,
room.
it's all right. It's too late for that sort of thing. We'll just manage best way we can. Now, off you go.
Oh,
Ta-da.
I'll try not to be too long.
That's all right.
Goodbye, Mrs. Tanner.
Have you serving?
Yes, Mrs. Tanner, I am.
Oh, you're joking, of course.
Well, if I am, you won't get served. There's only me here. You know, you could do with a well-boned foundation garment by the look of you. He's got some good, solid jobs in that back room.
All right, Mrs. Sharples, if we're going to get personal, there's one or two things I can say about you.
All right, what do you want? Nylons?
Yes, I do, and I don't want any of that muck I had from Hong Kong last week. I want my usual sort.
How much?
5 and 11. They usually keep them in that drawer in a white box with a green label.
You know what you really need this with is a good pair of strong lisle.
You know you'd have me in long coms if you had it your way. Look, I'm desperate, Mrs. Sharples. I'm meeting Dorothy Greenhalgh in half an hour.
Yeah, I've got some here at 7-Eleven.
You what? Oh, let's have a look at them. Come on. Oh, they'll do. They're the right size. Go on, this time I'll take them.
Thank you very much. 7-Eleven, and I'm no good at change.
Here. 8 bob. Exactly. Oh, and Keep the penny. You never know when it might come in handy.
I just met Miss Nugent. She said you were standing in.
Oh, all right. I've just sold a pair of them there. I guessed on the safe side. How much are they?
$4.11.
You know, I think I do right well at this lark.
Hey.
I left Myra in charge.
Oh, really? Come in, Miss Nugent. Come in. I'm afraid we're a little untidy. We're conducting a search.
A search, Mr. Swindley?
Yes, you'll have to excuse me.
Were you looking for something in particular?
I'm looking for the answer, Miss Nugent, for the key.
Could I help, perhaps?
Oh, how very kind. Oh, but I fear not. It's something that I read many, many years ago when I was a boy. I wish I could remember it. If only I could see it, Miss Nugent. If I could see it.
Mr. Swindley, I'm afraid you're not very well.
Oh, nonsense. Nonsense.
You see, there was the appointment with Mr. Papagopoulos, and the constable's just been round about the door. And you haven't been to the shop, have you?
Really mustn't interrupt, Miss Nugent. Time is of the essence. Ask Miss Lostock to prepare the morning coffee. I shall retire to the back room.
Mr. Swindley.
Although I think there's really very little point. I have a feeling, a premonition that I shall never find it.
Oh, Mr. Swindley, do sit down, please. And don't worry about anything. I'll attend to it all.
Suppose both would
I'll see to
everything. Faced it and blew on the evidence. The old words for suspect. The coupons. Don't forget the coupons. Miss Nugent, the coupons. The warehouse is most particular about them.
I make you a hot drink.
Oh, what a blessing it'll be when this terrible rationing ends. When one looks at oneself in a mirror, as it were, what does one see? The beauty of one's hopes, the power and strength of one's aspirations, the music of one's dreams. The music